And in some sense, as I understand it, that the organization actually represents these kinds of values in the community and the sort of place of convening dialogue about civic engagement.
True. You know, we have four key areas of work at the Center for a Vital Community, and one of them is that we will be a neutral convener, a neutral forum, literally. Not only do we convene via conversation, but we host the forum, we choose the place, we set the rules for how the dialogue will go. And so this work has added greatly to the sensitivity we have about setting up a conversation and how it gets carried out in the spirit of civility, and it always has a positive aspect to it.
One way to understand the work of this sort of unique center is by what has excited you and what's been a great time for you.
You know, it's impossible not to think back on the first time when Jenny Kraft, our executive director, and myself, we'd come here, and actually with Kai Dixon at the time too.
Oh, yeah.
And we then traveled back to Sheridan, and shortly after we came here in the spring, our annual meeting is always in June. And so I remember I was incoming board chairman, I think, and Jenny and I, of course, in conversation with the board, they knew we'd gone, and they knew that we would try to incorporate aspects of what we'd learned into the annual meeting. It was very well received. It was wonderful. Yeah. Great stories to this day, several years later, that I will not easily forget. But it set a different tone.
Yeah.
And I think because of that, we've all become sensitive to the importance of setting that tone.
Yeah. I get the sense it's sort of like it's in the culture that both appreciation and the notion of inquiry and asking questions.
It's sort of what we revert back to whenever we start a new way of doing things. We start a new program, we invite somebody else on the board, or we have a public forum. It's always part of the puzzle. Well, how are we going to ask these questions in a thoughtful way? We realize the power of asking the question. And see, what's also helped is that it has been, you know, our executive director has come here to workshops with you, and I, as a board member, board chair, came, and some of the founders and funders have come. So we have these segments of people from our board and those who support us who have come here to learn about this way of thinking. Gosh, I can only encourage people who have these kinds of aspirations and who sit around in their board meetings and their planning sessions and wish for a different spirit about the way that they do things, to think about how it could be done differently.
It really can be enlivened and not deadly.
It doesn't have to be drab.
Yeah.